Here's the goats in the barn in the winter. I added extra straw. I just poured some hot water in the frozen bucket. So they have fresh water, they have hay, they have grain, and I cut an apple in half and they have an apple. I put a tarp over the barn door so they can freely come and go, but it keeps the majority of the draft in. I put 2 bales of straw in this area right here. This is 12 feet by 8 feet. Stall, suitable enough for 2 small goats. This is my milker. She is a Nubian goat, and this is a cross Nubian and Boer. Boer is a meat goat, and Nubian's a milk goat. We're going to breed her around Christmas Eve is when she'll come through her cycle again, and I'll take her over to a farm on the other side of the hill and breed her with a buck over there, and then when she has her babies, we'll sell her, and then we'll have a small goat herd, because she'll need a goat. These goats are like, they're herd animals, so they need a friend. So we're keeping her until there's more friends that arrive, so they're not too lonely. We have winter on the farm. This is our first winter here on the little homestead we just bought a year ago last month. This is December 10th, 2013. We had 8 inches of snow. The last 4 days has been down in the single digits. One day it dipped down into the below 0. I think right now it's 8 degrees out. Here's my ducks. We winter them up here. I give them a heat lamp, so they have a heat lamp at night. I gave them straw for bedding. This is my makeshift. There's the heat lamp right there, and they're able to get under that and stay warm in the sub-zero temperature, and this cuts the draft from them so they stay a little warmer. I know they're ducks and geese, but it's just been too frigid. Over on the other ranch where I lived, I had lost some geese to the single-digit temperatures, and so I'm not taking any chances this year. I lean these up against the barn. They're the clear fiberglass corrugated roofing that was given to me. I repurposed everything and created a nice covered area for them in here to get in out of the rain, the snow, and then I laid some hay, grass hay and clover hay down to give them their fiber. I threw a scoop of their grain down in there, and I filled their little bit of water up with some boiling hot water to melt through the ice so they at least stay hydrated. The rabbits, I lost rabbits one year to the severe cold, so I'm not taking any chances this year. I wrapped the bottom in black plastic so it'll keep the draft out, and then the roof is laid over with a sleeping bag, an old sleeping bag I have. Again, we repurpose things, so this is insulation and enough to keep them nice and toasty and warm. I put plenty of straw in there for them to have good bedding. I'm not too concerned about them pooping underneath or whatever. I'll clean it out if I have to, but at least they're staying warm. They each got a fresh bottle of water. We have 2 sets of water bottles. One we leave on the cage overnight, and one set we take in the house and let it thaw out. In the morning, we bring the thawed out one and take the frozen one in to thaw out through the day. So they have fresh water, thawed out, nice, warm, room temperature water. This water is about 72 degrees, so they stay hydrated. She has her apple. I have to replace the screen on these doors. And then they have their hopper full of food, so they're getting their fiber and stuff. She's going to get bred here probably later this month to him, and then we'll have bunnies ready to sell by Easter. Here's the well. We've had problems with the well being in single digit and below 0 temperatures. I've already had a disaster. The well froze. I thought packing it full of insulation would be enough to keep the pipes from freezing, but that wasn't the case. I should have spent time building a new well house this last summer rather than focusing so much on getting the manufactured home moved over and set up. This is a sad state of affairs. We have no water. It's all packed in there. I have electrical heat tape on the pipe. Right now the well's turned off because I had a break in the line up here. I had to run down to the hardware store last night and replace this valve and this little piece because the other valve had frozen and broke off in there. So it's frozen again. Hopefully that won't freeze off. Man, what a mess. So I have to bring a light up and heat all that over my little propane torch and melt through the ice and this water and do some maintenance on this shed today. This is ridiculous. It's supposed to be 34 degrees, 1 degree above freezing today. Here's the chicken coop. We made sure that we had built that to winter standards, and the barn. The chicken coop has a nice steep roof on it. You'll notice that the snow has collected on the roof over the chicken run area, which is incomplete. I still have to finish that off. But the chicken coop side, I have a heat lamp in there. And let's look on the girls here. Oh, good. The heat lamp's over the water, and the water's frozen. I thought I had put the heat lamp low enough over that water to keep it from freezing. But the heat lamp has kept the inside temperature in here really nice. Okay, Rodney, I'm coming in. Yeah, the temperature's really nice in here. I gave them some grass hay for their fiber. They got their grain. And this heat lamp is keeping this small space nice and warm. I will be insulating the roof here. It's just the bare metal right now. And then putting paneling over this. This is paneled inside here. That will be their future door going out to the chicken yard. Their little roost that they have. I can put straw down here instead of wood chips for the winter. And I got windows I need to open just a little bit, get some cross ventilation to keep the ammonia levels down. But this stays nice and warm. They're nice and active. They don't freeze. Their combs are nice and healthy. They're not turning black from the cold. They want outside really bad. I'll have to bring the torch out and give them some water. Yeah, she's just after the water. I don't know. Maybe it's the other side that is frozen. Turn it around. I had to put screws in the floor. 3 screws in the floor because the floor's not perfectly level, and I adjusted the screws to level to rest this on the screws. That way this is level and the water doesn't leak out. So apparently that's not. It's still frozen. Well, they got plenty of water, plenty of food. That'll last them a while. I just have the 3 girls. That's Rodney the rooster. Okay, and then this is one wife. That's Harriet. And this little short comb biddy right here, she's Henrietta. And this is actually their chick. This is their daughter. And her name is Hilda. Hilda, Henrietta, and Harriet. And Rodney the rooster. I hope they start laying eggs so we can get more chicks this spring and get a fresh brood of chickens this year. These are just the survivors that I moved over from the other ranch. We had a bunch of chickens at the other ranch. And, man, it's white and bright out here. This is my daily chores, coming out and taking care of my livestock. Here's the duck pond, frozen over. And the center is starting to melt. It has a little bit of a puddle in there. And the ducks just absolutely go nuts in this pond. The geese love it. The ducks, I got 2 drakes and a hen, those giant peckin. And then the geese are the American buff. The chickens are buff Orpington. The rabbits are red satin. And of course I already told you what the goats were. So there's what we're in right now.